Oh.
The Cypher main would like to see Cypher, and thankfully for me, I get double Cypher. It's map number 4 of our grand finals. Sentinels 2-1 up means if they do take this, they take the entire thing. 5k prize pool in the bag, or at least the majority of it, to their favor.
You only see the one Sage TSM. Like we said before, they actually aren't going to go for the Sage at all. There will be Sentinels on the attacking side, so they actually might do this boost. Wardell getting repositioned himself, and Sick able to take down one. Wardell spraying frantically with the classic, trying to make a connection, not able to. So this is going to be site control for Sentinels now. This is not something you want to see for TSM. This is just looking like they got completely rolled over. Now they're going to be going for more, and Dapper does take down Wardell, and Cutler going to be falling back as well, and Sentinels, they take a very convincing pistol round. They don't even lose one.
Dapper plays that really well. This means Sentinels start to an early advantage. We'll keep our eye on the TSM attack, but, you know, TSM losing pistol round, do we really make too much of a story about it?
Yeah, not really. Nah, we're good. We're feeling good. We got the shorties out. We got a couple sheriffs, you know. I'm feeling good. TSM, they're just going to do some surprise attack. Wait and see, 1-1. Actually, I don't want to predict that, but I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm gonna... Oh my god. Full stack over to TSM over on this B side. I was gonna say that I was worried about it because it sure looked like Sentinels were full sending. But they instantly threw up that slow, meaning that they've had a very good idea of what TSM were going to do at the start of this round. That actually implies that Sentinels have some really good VOD review on TSM, which is really cool.
Definitely doing the homework. Sinatra looking for more, and Sick able to get it. Wardell only able to get one for retaliation, but now just leaving it only down to one player. That is going to be TSM. It's a 1-on-4 situation. Drone puts the shorty to work. Double bullets going through, takes down Sinatra, but not able to pick up a weapon. So really, in this kind of a situation, he's just going to have to hope that Sentinels play this very carelessly so that he can pick up another frag.
I feel like this is another one of my bad strategies, but I'm a really big fan of the shorty pistol round. I mean, it's only 200, you could go huge. I always get my friends yelling at me when I pull it out and do something stupid. There's like no loser. But TSM do lose the anti-eco attempt. The Sentinels will be pulling away. They're going to hang on to the Bulldog, and that is it from the second round. Pretty much a full investment otherwise. They bought pretty light last round, which means that they get a decent amount of bank to buy into this one. They should be able to survive a loss here with about a half buy. TSM. On the opposite side, do of course have a full buy and can't stand a loss. It'll be a half buy instantly if they drop.
But actually the curveball is going to land just in front, so going to be pushed back a little bit more. But Sentinels, once again, they get that long A control. They are just pushed back. Hazed playing the Omen this map, so able to throw the smoke to cover off mid link. And Sentinels are going to be pushing back now, so they haven't fully, made the decision what they want to do. In TSM, though, they haven't really gotten a lot of information either, so this is still that guessing game.
Cover going out.
These are the slower rounds I was missing on the last map. Remember when I got super upset at the Sentinels? This was fine, they weren't doing this. So I'm a big fan of taking the pause, even on a map like Ascent where you can't do that through mid. You can see how they're rotating around the map, just completely leaving mid. You can't really play through mid as an attacking team without being spotted. So they have to do it the long way, but it's still worth it. They forced TSM to make the guess. Unfortunately for Sentinels, they've guessed correctly. A 4-stack and drifting to be a 5-stack, hanging onto the A site as the Sentinels execute comes through.
So Rosa throwing the curveball, but
through the box!
Through the box, takes him down. Dapper able to get down. Drone, and now it's just looking not like the best situation you want to be in if you're TSM. You're getting completely pushed back, and so now the Sage Wall is going to block off Heaven, so they're going to have to just hightail. They're going to have to leave. No chance for them to get this. Save these weapons for that next round, because like you said, this was an expensive round, and Sentinels, they're coming in hot. 3-0.
Hell of a euphemism. It's looking like not the best situation if you're TSM, as they get blasted off the site on their gun rounds. For TSM, having a rough time with it. They had a full stack there. Unfortunately, their site player got railed through a box, and then their anchor player back of site inside the cubby in hell also gets nailed through a wall. And Sentinels take the site with both site players dug up without getting a chance to actually fight into the attackers.
Not looking good. It wasn't good. And I mean, that's kind of the thing when like you're anchoring a site like that, you need to get at least one. Like one is bare minimum. If you're able to get
Well,
more, obviously that's the best situation. But we didn't even see anything. We just got completely swept.
I struggle to blame it on TSM. You know, the closest thing to a mistake you could have said they made was Sub Rosa flashed over the box, and that gave away his position. But Sentinel seeing that flash and going, Sub Rosa's right there, double tapping him through the box, that's absolutely their play, not Sub Rosa's mistake. As is, TSM's economy is about halfway, just as I said it would be if they lost this round. A couple of bulldogs, that sort of thing. A little bit stronger, actually, than I thought it would be. It doesn't matter because Sentinels are pushing the gun advantage they have. They know they have a weapon lead, so they say, okay, now is the round to take gunfights in mid. We'll take Spectre into... Or sorry, Phantom into Bulldog any day of the week.
Wardell. He's going to be posted up in the B site. He does have the operator. But again, look at the Sentinels. That you can see they on the mini-map, they're actually going to transfer all the way back from B main and be making their way up short. So we'll be just drone the Bulldog in hand, the anchor. But you can see the Phoenix is making his way, which I believe is going to be Sub Rosa, going to be stopped or on top of Heaven. The drone. He's got to make this connection, but he's not able to in that A site again. Sentinels, they just pick it apart. It's like an easy book for them to read. This should be pretty much 4-0 for them.
They pass it to Sinatra so he can level his ulti faster. Very fun. Having all the time in the world, why wouldn't you? The remaining CTSM members are falling back to hide on B, again trying to save the weapons. This is especially important with Wardell's investment. It's about 8k armor, utility plus all. So you don't want to lose that in a game where 9k is the money cap. I want to highlight in particular the way Sentinels played that attack because it was so beautifully split. Drone was trying to play the smart game, lurking till he had backup on site. And there were 2-3 members just rotating in, checking all the angles. There was no way for him to kite around the boxes and stay safe.
Oh no.
2.
Wardell. Gotta stay
Oh, the
alive.
dash.
Oh no. No way he survives this.
No.
Oh, and just at the last second, Shazam takes him down with a ghost. I thought Wardell might have actually had that, to be honest.
That dash inside boat room to try and dodge the spam because they knew he was up close against the doors, so he dashes away from it so that they can't just spam him online. That's a really heads-up play. Doesn't save him though. His smoke unfortunately fades, and Wardell's broke just like the rest of us in today's economy. It'll be a half-buy round, some pistols, nothing more as TSM try and do some economic damage, but they won't be able to win this one without a miracle.
I mean, at this kind of point, I mean, TJ, I feel like TSM, they are just on the pistols. Do they just go for mid aggression? Do they try to do something towards mid link? Try to shut down some of those weapons? I mean, it doesn't guarantee them a round win by any means, but I feel like they got to do something here.
I would say on the next gun round, that's something you should consider. Obviously, mid round or pistol round isn't the time you want to challenge down mid. Right. Sentinels win those gunfights. This is if you ever want to bully your gun or ulti advantage on Ascent, just fight mid. What's somebody with a Bulldog going to do if you fight mid with an AWP, right? Otherwise, I think the attacking side should just leave mid well alone. It doesn't really gain them anything for fighting there.
Get out of my way!
Which is what Sentinels have done previously.
Cage trigger.
I liked the idea Sub Rosa was going for. I think that's the way you change things up productively. Because you're absolutely right, Lance. They do need to change things up. And I think getting more aggressive at the 2 bomb sites, forcing Sentinels to give away early round information, is the way to do that.
See Wardell has the ultimate already active.
You will
Trying to
not
see what he can
kill
find
my
to connect
ally.
another one, but that frag that he got is not going to really mean much as he does take down Zombs as he is going to get res. But I mean, the hindsight of that is that the ultimate for the Sage is now used up, so it's a longer road for them to use it once again later on. But Sentinels, they pretty much can do whatever they want at this point. I mean, Drone does pick up one, but now they're going to have to hope for Cutler to reply back, but he will not be able to. So just leaving it down to Wardell. 33 HP and a Dream with the classic. We might see the burst fire that we see from TJ,
Hey!
but doesn't work. And the Shazam solidifies that.
You gotta respect it though. Jump peek with the right click. You know who does that?
TJ.
Chaz. But also me. I'm just, you know, you can draw that connection if you want. Sentinels off to a hell of a start here, but there will be another gun round ready for TSM. TSM on the defense will need to play split across the map. I want to see that aggression come through because there isn't a mid-challenge from Sentinels. You can bully that a little bit by getting more aggressive at the two sides. Don't necessarily stick for the fight, but figure out what Sentinels are up to. Force them to respond to the defenders. Instead, TSM are still playing very passive on both sides, and because Sentinels aren't playing for mid, because Sentinels aren't challenging them, that just means that they get no intel until Sentinels execute on a site.
Double op session for TSM, but Drone actually have the Ares out, picks up one. Wardell able to get the other one, saves his teammate. So now Sentinels, they're actually down on the decline here. TSM only lost one player. Spike will be dropped just in front of the, or sorry, not the front, but the side of B main. It is Zombs actually creeping his way, gets that easy frag, takes down Drone, not able to take down Wardell, and now it's just falling apart, leaving it just down to Sick. 1-on-3 situation, Spike in hand, still plenty of time, but not really a lot for him to go to the other side if he wants. He could if he hightailed it, but again, he doesn't have it, so he's gonna have to make something happen with the frags. He's creeping his way through market, getting that information. What is the play here, TJ?
Cutler really responsible for that kill, but the reason why he was so good there was because he was watching Wardell's back. The obvious punish for Sentinels was to shove mid as soon as Wardell exposes his op, and Cutler's there, guarding. Really good. Sentinels now have lost a round on their side tanks because TSM got a little bit more pushy about it. That round, it was the pressure coming from mid into A on the quick rotate. So Sentinels can't rely on the full site executes. I think they're probably still going to go for another one. My bet is they change up the pace and we see a fast full site execute.
The fact that they still have the double ops, that's, you know, again, beneficial. But look at the paranoia lands. But Wardell, he actually connects the shot into the leg of the Cypher player. Well, the Sage is able to get the heal. But again, it's using that utility or using those abilities. It's so beneficial. It's the best thing you can do right now. And they actually are going to be grouped up towards B main. So they might try to go for the boost. We hear the Omen. It's going to be the ult, I believe, that was just used. The Sentinels, once again, they're just playing it slow. They're not doing anything over aggressively, and that's kind of what you were talking about earlier on.
Yeah, they cancel the push. We don't see a change in pace like I was hoping for. Instead, we see a change in strategy. Sentinels shoving through mid. Hazed on the receiving end inside the smoke, which is about to fade. But he's got the good timing on the Cypher trap. Very well done. Oh, that's beautiful! The paranoia full blinds them. Shazam still comes out on top.
That is not something you ever see, but look at now. It will be the Sova using the Hunter's Fury, trying to make a connection, not able to. Another ultimate coming in from the breach. So now there will be a stun, but Wardell finds one. Cutler able to get another 4-on-2 situation in strong favor for TSM. They're completely posted up in the site. So now one of the players on the attacking side have to make something work. Dapper gets one, not able to make it again, and Wardell doing Wardell things, picking them apart. That operator.
Wild that TSM are finally playing the game. I don't know where this TSM was these last few rounds, but we're finally starting to see some signs of life from them. It was the quick rotate into the A site again. As soon as Sentinels try that mid shove, they get cancelled initially by a really good play around the trapwire. And Hazed makes the call, hey, I saw 2-3 players. That makes it a very easy rotate for TSM to get in. Very similarly to Split, there's so much space between the bomb sites on this map. Let's rush.
This is a
dealt with
nice change of
easily.
pace. I like this. This is a little bit different than we
That's
haven't
what I was
typically
calling
seen.
for earlier from TSM though. Oh my
Oh,
god!
That boost is
How did he do that?
perfect. The little dash on
That
top of
was
the
so
wall.
clean.
So clean. Crisp, clean, locked in, boys. Wardell making things happen.
So
now-
similar to Split, there's so much space between the two bomb sites. The second Sentinel shows somewhere, TSM have a really easy time defending against it.
Now Sinatra is stuck in the back and mid, and I mean, in that kind of a position, as soon as you get exposed, like there's not really a lot you can do unless you completely frag out. But now this is 3
Yeah.
rounds in a row for TSM, so you getting nervous yet, TJ? Because I wonder if Sentinels are getting a
absolutely.
little.
Well, I mean, I'm not nervous because I'm here for good Valorant, but I'm definitely excited to see TSM stepping back up and identifying what I was talking about at the beginning of the game, which is that if they're able to push aggressively, figure out where Sentinels are at the beginning of these rounds, they clean them up most of the time because Sentinels are, I don't want to say playing a little bit tilted, but definitely lacking in their normal supple touch. So again, this time it's the drone peak. They see 3 players here from Sentinels. And that means that they can keep this 3-stack over towards A. They started the round with.
There they are.
Another Hunter's Fury and Sinatra actually connects it onto Sabrosa and actually does a lot of damage against drone. So that's a big success for using the ult. Hunter's Fury definitely can be very irritating to play against. Get you at the wrong times.
Flash out.
And Shazam just again making noise, has the operator in hand, causing a bit of a distraction through A. And TSM look like they are kind of buying it right now. It is a bit of a 2-player stack at A. Whereas they do have, I believe that
Yeah.
is Hayes stuck in middle, and then Cutler just playing very passively for information and the defender connector.
Here's the deft touch back from Sentinels. They get spotted out early and they spend the ult, maintain presence over a day, then they rotate. And because they walked all this way, Cutler has just now seen the camera placement, just now. Knows he's in trouble here.
And Cutler trying to make something connect, trying to spray through the smoke, just not able to land the shot. So they're going to have to go for the retake situation. Sentinels, they do get the site control now,
Cover going out.
but we have seen some
Get out of
issues
my
for
way.
Sentinels to hold post-plant situation. Hayes able to go for the B main
I know
flank, takes him down.
exactly
Dapper
where
connecting
you
the
are.
Phantom, and now to see the spike planted, and Sinatra baking up a triple, looking to get another one. Hayes shuts that down, and Sentinels, they finally reply back from the 3 round in a row from TSM.
TSM have no mid control when they go for that retake, which is what undoes them. They're worried about Dapper, who, by the way, is top fragging on Cypher, on attack. Just throwing that out there. But they're worried about Dapper and his push back in through mid. Because Dapper has that mid presence, because he's hanging out in the pizza area, TSM, as they're pushing out onto site, are worrying about 2 180-degree separated angles. And Sinatra's just able to slide around the corner and clean them up. Very well played by Sentinels to gain that map control. And oh my god, Sabroso just got robbed.
Careful now.
That almost looked like it should have connected. I'm a little bit shocked it actually didn't. Now again, a double up
Yikes.
is in session for TSM, and Wardell gets the dash. He's looking for another. He just misses that shot. He's trying to get it. He misses that one. Oh, that's not what you want to see. But now Sentinels, this is the opportunity for them to push into the site. They get in the generator, but the spike is actually down in long A. So Sinatra, he's gonna have to be that element of surprise once more. Sabrosa scoped in, waiting to see, but he might not anticipate this push. But now the position is
Now he knows.
compromised for Sinatra.
With this spike down, this round should be unwinnable. Sinatra's making a lot of noise as intended bait, so that Dapper could bail him out. But Dapper's the one that goes down, and Sinatra has given away his position. 1v2 for the round. If he can get spiked, this is winnable, but he's got to fight it at such long range, and he's just been spotted, so they're about to push into him.
Sinatra gonna have to come up big. Can he do this? Both TSM players are playing very aggressive, but Cutler are gonna get the better of him. And that can be a really sketchy situation. I mean, if Sinatra was able to get that first shot just on the corner of the generator, that could have really been a thorn in the side for TSM, and that could have been one of those rounds that's just thrown away. But And that's not the case here as TSM, they pull another one through, only 2 behind. We got 2 more rounds remaining in this first half.
Should do.
Very well played, even in loss by Sinatra.
goes
You
here.
could see him realize that he'd been spotted on camera and push forward. That was the only way back into cover where he could theoretically 1v2. He could theoretically isolate the angles. And then TSM are playing it even better. They never give up the double peek. They are stacked up, 2 guns on the angle the entire time. Oh, Wardell. Does he get out? Barely.
Somehow gets away.
No more charge.
I don't even know the timing, and that dash really saved him. But Hayes, that's been a little bit silent. He actually comes up big. He picks up 2. And now
Super
Shazam comes up bang, and he actually picks up a double himself.
With Wardell down, TSM are completely off this B site. It's a full retake attempt now, and I think Sentinels are well aware of that. Watch Dapper's positioning here. He's just drifted all the way back to make sure there's absolutely no threat through main. If he gets the timing right, he would have lurked all the way through mid. Because they know there's contact, he's now going to be late lurking inside the main, waiting for the push to hit site contact. Then Dapper will pop out behind them.
Bullseye.
So now, Sabrosa, here it comes, and Dapper shuts it down. And that's another big win, round win for Sentinels. If they can pull this round through, I mean, for me, like that's a really dominant half, especially on the attacking side. And Sentinels, they're looking pretty good so far.
Really, really cool Cypher play from Dapper though. That's the kind of thing you can only do if your teammates trust you to bait them. So, reason why my friends get a little upset whenever they see me playing Cypher. But if you're able to pull it off, it's really effective because it just introduces, even on rounds where Dapper gets caught on that, the only reason he could get caught is because Subrosa chased him, right? So, even if he doesn't peek, the fact that Dapper's alive and around, not instantly visible, introduces an element where TSM need to go hunting. It slows things down.
This aggression coming in here, so Hayes is able to get 1, but now Sick can be able to get that res back. 4-on-2 situation. Cutler looks like he's actually going to try to push through the slow orb, see if he might be able to get to them off guard, but now it looks like he's actually given up that plan. Wardell going to be stuck inside of a garden. Breaks down the wall, so now he has a bit more visibility. He can look and have a bit more opportunity to connect a shot. But they have to make something happen here quick. I mean, the spike is planted, the timer is going down. They're going to be able to throw a smoke into the long A connector. That's going to be it for Wardell, so now Cutler, too much of a tall task because he's going to fall, and Shazam, he actually picks up a triple, and now he's really coming alive this game.
Shazam shooting his way to victory, not just shot calling anymore. Dapper definitely the star of the first half of this map, but Sinatra and Shazam have been the workhorses. Constantly just being the players pushing out onto the site, getting the kills, making things happen. Now we hit half time, we hit half number 2 with a solid lead to Sentinels. We have to start talking about stakes. Of course, $5,000 are on the line here. And if Sentinels win this map, they close out the grand final BO5.
One of the things I'm really hoping for from TSM side is some of the players picking it up. I mean, I was really giving a lot of praise for Drone and of course Sabrosa. They are strong players, but we're just not seeing it so far from TSM. We're not seeing that same team we saw in Haven. But it is the second half, so they do have an opportunity to pull things back. And they are going to be switching sides. So, but Shazam, once again, being the menace he is, he picks up that first frag, takes down Sabrosa.
Early poke in, and that's a good sign for Sentinels. TSM's pistol rounds are somewhat infamous. But I like their idea here, shoving down mid, taking map control. They can go anywhere from here. The problem is, I think they're losing ground behind them. Watch this shove from the Omen of Sentinels, now pushing on the catwalk. If he can get up there, they know it's a full push through mid here, and they'll start to collapse on them. This could get dangerous for TSM. They make the right call. Full A send. Oh, sorry, full B send.
B send. But now actually they're going to change the plan.
Yeah.
And this is
look
a good read. This is a perfect read. Yeah, like you were saying.
This is really well played.
Yeah, this is very well played.
They've realized that Sentinels have fallen back to site, right? Nobody's challenging them anymore, and they go, okay, they have a read on what we're doing. And it's TSM who go, they've read our read. Let's just do it. Wardell even going so far as to know where Zombs is going to be, but Zombs finds the kill. And that now makes this post-plant hold quite difficult for TSM. 3v3, Sentinels with an HP advantage.
Revealing
There'll
A.
be two players going to be playing in the bottom of the A rafter. Color able to just pick up one, so now they're going to be scanning to know they're not under A long, but Sick lands that shot onto Drone. So now Hayes is going to have to come up absolutely big. The one-on-one, he keeps wide swinging. He's trying to make for more. Sick. They're just going back and forth like a teeter-totter, but Sick wins it. Will he have enough time? I believe he would. It should be easy. And Sentinels, they pick up the 9th round.
Very good from Sentinels on the retake. Was very difficult for TSM, not just of course because of HP, but because they were all trapped on site. And not with any, I believe, not with any Raptors control as well. So, poor TSM couldn't really get any solid positions to trade from. They were just left in those tiny little anchor positions. Hell in the back of sight. Sentinels do win the gunfight. Sick actually deserves credit for that because he has had a pretty quiet game, especially after he was the MVP of that last series.
Yeah, he definitely was. And Sick has been one of those players that I don't want to call him the silent MVP, but he's definitely been one of those players. He just picks up kills. Like, again, he's not making big flashy plays, but he is picking up important kills. But I mean, looking at Dapper, I mean, Dapper's really popping off where we're looking at the statistics of it all. 14 and 6. I mean, that's a really good showing so far on, you know, map number 3. And the fact that, you know, Shazam is right behind him with 11. That's, again, we didn't see a lot from Shazam, so I'm really impressed to see that.
I want to be sure to call out how Sinatraa has been playing across this series. You're talking about people that have been steady. Sinatraa goes missing in that game 3. Game 2, depending if you're counting the auto win from winner's bracket. And that felt like the weakest map for Sentinels. He's there dominating map 1, he's missing map 2, he's here again map 3, Sentinels again with the lead. It's not a coincidence. This has been a really solid performance from him across all 3.
I would definitely have to agree with you, TJ. But as we can see, there is a match pause, so we are just waiting things out here. I'm not too sure what the issue is, but should be back momentarily. I mean, what is the game plan here? I mean, you know, TSM, they're down. And is there anything that they could really do now that they've lost that pistol round?
Well, not this round, because it's
Keep
an
them out.
eco. Right. They're just going to run a site and hope it works out. I want to see more of the mid control they were teasing earlier, because I thought that actually looked quite good. We'll see.
Shot done. Shot
Actually,
done.
will be.
Oh my
Sinatraa.
god, that just did so much damage!
That did so
That
much
shock dart.
damage. That did. What's that Omen down to? He's already down into the red. So I mean, he's below what, 20 HP? The fact that connected so well, that's a good start for them, especially when they haven't even seen them yet. TSM.
Here's the mid control. So the reason why I called TSM mid control immediately after earlier on this map saying that attacking teams on Ascent should just ignore mid is that Sentinels aren't fighting for it, like at all. And some of this is just guns. They haven't had a whole lot of moves this game. But I want to see them challenge that mid while Sentinels are giving it to them, you know?
Absolutely, but now Zom's just on the other side. He actually finds the head of Sabrosa just on top of the Omen smoke. Dapper going to be on top of the A rafters. Trying to see if they can make something happen. Wardell has the classic, does left click, take him down. It falls apart. The cookie is crumbled, and Sentinels get into double-digit rounds. This is a big round for TSM. They need to pull this through to make that bit of a comeback and slow down the momentum of Sentinels.
10-4. You're coming through and clear. Sentinels with a strong lead. Here is the gun round. As Sentinels hit double digits, this is kind of the last chance for TSM to stop. Obviously, we'll have rounds afterwards, but at some point, you just have too little room to work with. TSM's last hope at keeping themselves in the grand finals of our 30-bomb Invitational Summer Cup begins now. They will have Wardell on the operator. Full guns for everyone else. And here's the mid-aggression I was asking for from TSM. They throw out 2 early smokes and start pushing towards it. Already full cap pressure. If they can execute an A split from here, that looks very viable. That does seem like where we're headed.
The fact that they got this much control without making really a lot of noise,
Because there's no mid-hold.
there is just no mid-hold.
Have no presence.
Exactly. So that is allowing them to just, you know, get free reign of real estate. So they can get that opportunity. He's actually going to peek this, and he's fully blind. Shazam gets taken down. Sabrosa putting the curveball into full effect. And now he has top A Raptors control. So now they can completely sandwich Zoms, takes him in the back of the head. And this is looking very good from TSM, and that mid control is very panned out well. But Sinatra picking up two, and then finally falls down. Oh my goodness, the Odin coming up so strong.
Ares. The Ares. Which makes it better.
Sorry. I know they look so close. Sorry, that is the Ares.
I forgive you. The Ares, I think, makes it even better, though. Now the retake is doable. Off of those two kills, Sick and Dapper will be shoving in on Raptors. 2v2. No HP on Wardell. None.
Oh no. He's not able to get the shot. Wardell, he's completely exposed. But he actually does land that shot. This is right down. The one-on-one, and Sick, he's actually just completely diffusing. And Wardell, he's gonna go for the beak. He actually misses the shot. And Sick, he gets back on it.
He got half. He got half.
Oh, Sick.
There's no time.
Oh, TSM, they pull it through.
What a good round from TSM. Finally taking advantage of the Sentinels' complete lack of mid pressure. They say, okay, if you have nobody in mid, what happens if we just walk down catwalk? And it turns out nobody's there to stop them. They get access to the A site for free. Things get a little bit dicey because Sinatra likes guns that go burr. He's actually bought up an Odin this round. He'll bring that to bear, presumably, again on the A site.
I am a little bit surprised, TJ, the fact that they're just giving up mid control without really any kind of contention whatsoever. I mean, it just kind of sets them up for potentially a failure, and we just saw it that last round, like you said. TSM, they pretty much just walked through and ran right through it afterwards. They got exposed. They were like, yeah, we'll just take advantage of this little flaw you got going on your game plan.
You might have seen Wardell only purchased a shorty this round. That's, of course, because he's investing into ulti. Keeps his money good if he wants to go for an AWP next. Of course,
Joke's over! You're dead!
Only count if they win this one. Full A execute.
Oh, you ain't coming back.
Oh, Sabrosa. He had the hit, got hit by the paranoia and Zoms. He falls down. And this is already, again, the A site. It just doesn't seem to be a very strong point for the defense from both teams so far. And Cutler just going to be playing in the back of tree. This is a really good position for him to be in because he might be able to catch them off guard. They might not actually expect him to be there. Whereas 4 other team members are just going to be stuck inside his sight. Hayes going to be spotted, tries to get the shot. Hayes going to win that duel, pulls it through. And now Cutler actually gets a little bit more aggro, tries to see if he can slow it down. But Sentinels, I think they're actually going to leave those weapons for that next round.
Sinatra's going to save his Odin.
A very important gun to keep.
He's just spamming it into the wall. I can hear the cursed sound of its gunfire. Just checking to make sure there's no flank. Good call, Sinatra. Wouldn't want to get flanked this late into the round. Sentinels will walk away with another L. Very well played by TSM off the aggression onto the A site. Last time it came from mid. That forced a little bit of an adaptation where Sentinels shifted one of their 3-stack on A Zombs into mid catwalk hold. And because of that, TSM shove through main, and there's one less player to hold. They get very far out on the site before they're contested.
It's already looking like Sentinels are actually having their players towards B lobby and mid link. Having the Cypher going to just play back of the long piece of A. Now they actually might try to go in towards middle. Oh, that's TSM, my apologies. Yeah, so now you can see actually it is full mid aggression from both sides here. So now this is actually getting a bit interesting. And Wardell puts the Phantom little spray into work. Don't typically see him as the rifler always.
Do you know where that res is? Oh, he almost had it. You could see Wardell knew exactly where that player was. Didn't quite have the confidence to hold the left flank.
Look at this paranoia drone. Just blinded, not sure what to do. Zom's going to be falling back. So now the defense putting 3 members towards B and only having the 1 towards A. And TSM, again, they just have that mid control, but they have a lot of choices at this point. But it looks like they want to potentially go up towards catwalk. Zom's just going to be playing inside of garden by himself. And this is a really tough position to be in for Sentinels. Like, they're completely on a guessing game. I mean, they have to try to figure out what is the plan here.
Down as they are one player, they've got an entire map to play with. The one player deficit is kind of neutralized by the fact that Sentinels need to spread between two sites. They'll have a 3v2, for instance, on B if they execute fast, but the more time they wait, Sentinels are going to get more and more aggressive. Right now, they've just gotten through mid. Now they know what's coming. They'll call that. 12 seconds left.
Sinatra has got the Odin, but it only takes down one. There's only 4
5.
seconds left. I
That
don't know.
needs to go through.
Oh, they just have enough time. I think there was like 0.8 left on that. Spike's gonna get planted. 2 on 3. So now they're down to the advantage. Drone gets rammed through the wall. Oh my goodness. And now Drone trying to come alive again, but he's gonna get shut down and sick. He's gonna make another sick play as Cutler. He's actually gonna creep his way through the smoke. This is a really cheeky position to be in. Very ballsy decision. Oh, they might not expect this. There's no way they're expect this. But sprays, but he's not able to connect it, and Sick takes him down. The defuse is quite easy, and Sentinels another round closer to the finals. Or the match point, my apologies.
Very well played. And as you say, Sentinels bring it all the way. Sick taps this spike there, if you wonder what made Cutler push. Cutler was forced to push out into him. And they just played that crossfire really well, knowing the player had to be somewhere in that boathouse area. Not quite sure exactly where, though. That means TSM get another round that is damn close, but they're not quite able to close it out. I'm going to highlight now that Sentinels do have a significant ultimate advantage headed into their final couple of rounds. If they're able to maintain that into last round, it makes it really easy for them to just blow them all and win around. Instead, they're going to spread the match. Sinatra responsible for this one. Doesn't find anything.
I think he was able to connect a shot with the Hunter's Fury against Wardell as he was boosted up. But now the Cypher all going to be coming through, so positions are now exposed. Now TSM, they're grouping up forward towards A, and Zoms, he's the only player towards A by himself now, but now as both of his teammates are going to push through A ramps, going to throw the cage trap, or the cyber cage, my apologies, as they are going to be able to push through this, and now they're going to swarm the site. The spike just gets planted. I don't think Hayes is ready for this, and Dapper takes him down, and now the other Cypher's coming in with the ult, and now positions are completely compromised, but Drone finally comes alive, and Drone! This is huge in TSM. They stay alive a little bit longer.
Drone for 3, keeping TSM in the game. That was one of the most insane backside holds I've ever seen. Him and Sabrosa, the army of 2 exactly when CSM need it. And Drone's come alive. These last few rounds have been like all of his kills. Here's Sabrosa's POV. So well played. That's just nasty. Those two together, untouchable at the back of the site, and it gets TSM a little bit further.
We can definitely see the weapons here from Sentinels is not strong. I mean, they put the money in towards the Spectres, a couple. I think I saw 1 or 2 Stingers. So really,
they blew ults for that round as well.
Exactly.
That's big because that's the kind of sword of Damocles that Sentinels had in previous rounds. They've rather wasted it.
Now Sinatra going to be able to get that information with the drone. I think he only spotted the one, so he's fully aware, but the Kerbal
Should
to
have
blind him. I think he might have just saw the 2. I don't know. I feel like the wall might have blocked it.
Regardless, when he saw the curveball, he definitely knew, and he gets real aggressive there. Shut down as a result. And that's a very clean round for TSM. They just kind of wait. Sentinels run into them. The kind of thing that happens when you lose a couple in a row as Sentinels and you decide to get a little bit spicy. And now the recon's shattered. Lose this one. Sentinels don't have a buy, flat out.
No operator on the board for the defensive side. You do have Wardell with it, as he's in the red on the attacker. Very good game so far from Hayes, as well from Wardell. Looking at the frag distribution of the team. Will be sick to throw the slow orb right away to deny any sort of aggression. Paranoia is going to connect. We'll be able to throw the Sage Wall to slow it down once more. But that spike in the hands of the Sova, which is drone. He's going to run all the way back and make the long journey towards A. As I think now TSM putting the eggs inside the A basket once more, as that has been successful for them.
Oh, he knows now. They don't punish Sinatra for it, but his position should have been given away there. The reason TSM don't punish Sinatra for it, spam through the box, is because they want to convince Sentinels that it's only 1 or 2 players now. Right? And it works. Look at that rotate away. Sentinels start bringing their breach over towards the B site off of them.
No way! Put
Get
up,
out of
put
my
on!
way.
Joke's over!
TSM will come in now.
Off your feet!
Oh, the Hunter's Fury. Wardell able to put the knives out once more. Now Zom's just on side of the site here on the far right-hand side, but he's just behind the box. And now Cutler getting this shot onto Shazam as he was trying to walk through the smoke. Cutler coming up big again. Pulling up a double kill. They're definitely stopping the bleeding. They have full site control. And now Sentinels, they just have to save this. There's no hope that they can win this round.
And they have no money as well. This is actually disastrous for Sentinels. They're going to be completely broke. They're going to bring this game within 2 rounds. And what once looked like a fairly convincing map for Sentinels to close out the series has suddenly become very dicey. I want to give a huge prop to TSM. I don't know who made the shot call. You speculated earlier it was Cutler on the shot calling for that team, but whoever it was that said, hey, they're Sova droning in, pull back, they'll think it's just Jet here. Really, really good play. Oh, they're getting so many exits done.
Yeah, they're really just building up the money for Sentinels. TSM is trying to hunt them down, but I think now they're going to just give up that idea. Not worth it, but Wardell, oh my goodness, lives by the skin of his teeth. Should have been punished, but he does remain alive. And we can see the money difference. Look at this. I mean, Wardell has 6,200 credits, whereas, you know, Cutler, 56. And now the money situation for Sentinels is looking very dire. And there's actually a Marshall in the hands of Zom. So not typically the weapon you want. It can definitely make an impact, but not as strong as what we see from TSM.
Driving us to a map fight, potentially, TSM, if they can keep this going. Particularly because Sentinels buy into this round. This is a reward for the kills they got at the end of the last one. They are going to be able to half buy into this. Shazam pulling out the Judge. That's fun. So they're going to be able to half buy into this, and they will still have slightly short of a full buy next round.
We do see the pause coming in once more. Could be a technical pause or a tactical pause, but not too sure. But a lot running on this one. Like you said earlier on, there was a big prize pool for these guys. A lot on the line. TSM, they're making a very good comeback. That's 3 rounds in a row, whereas previously they had 2, and then it got denied by 1. So a lot riding here for the Sentinels. Again, like we see, there's not really a lot for them to work with on the weapon side of things, but they do have 2 Phantoms. Things could change if somebody comes alive, and Dapper, he's having a very good game. They do have 2 alts with Sick and also Zoms. I would like to see Zoms make some kind of a play with it, potentially. Maybe not this round in particular, but it would be interesting to see him use his ultimate ability that he can transfer anywhere in the site. Or in the map, my apologies.
They're sitting in pause time now if you're worrying. What's happening? Why is time frozen? That's why. Not entirely sure what the issue is, but we've had a couple of them, which makes me think there may be some recurring internet issues or something somewhere. Those are all the information we have for you, though. We've got a pause for a reason, and we don't know why. This is probably good for Sentinels, all things considered. They kind of need a moment to reset by the looks of things. TSM on the opposite side have been hitting a roll. That last round was really actually quite impressive. Being able to cancel their aggression, know exactly what the enemy knew, and Sentinels didn't push out towards B main at all. TSM knew that because they had really good trapwires set up from Cutler's Cypher on the opposite side of the map.
Here.
Very, very interesting setup. I mean, again, there's so much mid control, and Wardell takes down Zoms. Trying to make another one, takes down Dapper. So now you can see the rotate is coming through. That's going to be another easy kill for TSM. It will be Hayes just to get this Potential lurk gets the one. I think he might have heard the other one. That is going to be the last player sick. The last player with a rifle in his hand. He's spraying frantically, not able to make the connection. And Hayes, that's a double kill for him. And TSM, they're 1 round away from tying this thing up.
1 round away from bringing it all the way back. Sentinels on the opposite side have had a really good start to several maps now. And it does feel like they've been cowed a little bit by the stakes. We're seeing a very, very slow Sentinels, which is, to be fair, the opposite way they tilted last map. Not pressing their advantage on parts of the map where they have earned one. TSM taking advantage of that, even here on Ascent, where it's very difficult to sell fakes, doing exactly that.
Well, and I think you made a really good
pressure
point.
this time.
Yeah, and I think this mid control has been so big for TSM. The fact that they can just
Sentinels
run up.
still not fighting it, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, Sick is kind of posted up inside a defender side spawn, but again, we just haven't really seen that before. They seem to just allow TSM to have full real estate, which really makes it very difficult for them to have site control. So I'm not really sure I agree with this plan.
The idea is that Shazam, like they have a 3-stack A and Shazam is anchoring the catwalk. So you have a little bit weaker of a B hold, but that's going to be the lurk. That's going to be Dapper on the Cypher. So the idea is that Dapper compensates. I just don't agree. As you were saying, because the mid-cat control is so strong, and it leaves Sentinels in so many of these rounds with no idea what TSM are up to until they execute. Now they've got Hazed over on TSM, posted up all the way down mid at Pizza. He's going to throw smoke out, and I think Shazam sees it. There comes the execute for the A side. As Shazam's not sure whether this is a fake or a full execute. Now he knows.
Oh, Zoms going completely off, taking up a triple kill now. Zom's able to now smoke in front of the long A connector. So now there is no hope for TSM to pull this through. Only 8 seconds remaining, so they're going to have to pull it through, and that's going to put Sentinels onto match point.
Oh, poor Wardell. Not quite sure where the players were. Got timinged. So yeah, match point, tournament point now for Sentinels. They are all the way. It takes them exactly 1 more round. And that round, the very passive hold across the map kind of worked out for them. Shazam saw the smoke, and I thought for a second that Hazed might have baited him. He might think, oh, it's a fake, because the smoke came somewhere from mid. But he was able to rotate back in, and they had 3 strong for the egg hold, which really paid off for them. You will have a full buy here on potentially our final rounds if TSM want to drive this to OT. Well, obviously it needs to start now. They're playing a split start, mid-control again. This time Shazam it was properly challenging at start of round. He's going to rotate to his catwalk position. Drone's clearing this.
Yeah, a lot of information from. Now, looks like Shazam actually going to be playing in the back of Garden once more, but it looks like he will, again, creep his way with the operator. He is just posted up waiting to see, but TSM putting on to short control. We might see the curveball come into effect. This might be able to connect onto Shazam. Wardell getting ready. Posted up as we can see, and now that's going to come through. Shazam not going to get blind, but he is able to get that first one. So now TSM, they're going to have to put the foot on the gas if they want, but they can easily fall back if they want to as well. They're still posted up on short A. They're not completely going for it, but now they're going to push through. So putting all the pressure onto Zoms, he is able to retaliate with 1. It's going back and forth, and Drone once again coming alive with a double kill. This is going to be a 2-on-3 situation in favor of Sentinels. Spike planted. 2 big players to come through.
Rough retake for Shazam with the AWP. If Wardell can get off-site, this is winnable. And there's no backstab for Wardell. Find 1 or 2 kills on the entry, and Wardell can play a 1v2 from off-site. He wins those. But it's got to be huge. No, that's not it.
That's not
He
what
just
you want
walled
to
off.
be.
That could be the tournament.
This could be all lit. Wardell, he has to come up big. He's not able to make these shots, and that's going to be it. Sentinels are going to be your 30 bomb GG champions, 13-10. Right down to the wire.